All right, welcome everyone, Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Call of the Night, Season 1, Episode 3. New friend, potentially.
Yes, the
Two,
friend
actually.
that picked up the transceiver. Your idea was actually perfect.
Yep. And you could have theoretically known this person this whole time if you just had that little bit more confidence to,
Test it frequently.
test it every now and then.
Yeah. Now, this was the kid version of what he got. So
That's true.
Even shorter range, most likely.
Yeah.
But literally probably from his school. And so definitely could have tested it at school.
Yeah. Forget, fantasy of having the, cute vampire girl or whatever whisk you away into a life of adventure and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No. The real fantasy is to have that one thing that you tried as a kid that you were like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Have it actually work.
Oh
Oh my God.
Yes. So let's go. Let's get to know her. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
何してんの?
Oh,
Huh?
Akira.
Oh.
Okay.
He knows her name too.
聞こうと思ってたんだけど。お前マジで友達一人もいないの?
Oh.
いや、何その顔。
友達ってどこから言っていいんですか?
No, that's a real question.
Yeah.
That's a real question.
Acquaintance versus friend is a weird line.
I know someone's name. Are they a friend? We've
Yeah.
hung out once. Are they a friend?
Yep.
We
友達だ
were
なって思ったらしい。
talking together one-on-one at school. Does that make
Right.
us friends? You know?
If you hang out specifically just to hang out, not because you have to do something else with them.
Yeah.
そもそも言葉で確認できないのに断定していいんでしょうか?
No, you can just ask, though.
友達いないからね。
いや、俺にだって小さい頃は友達いましたよ。一緒によく遊んでましたし。
A 14-year-old saying when they were little, you know?
でも今友達っていうのは失礼なんじゃないかって思って。
But maybe they're thinking the same thing and wishing that someone would call them a friend. Someone has to start it.
Yeah.
あの悲しみのトランシーバー、人とコミュニケーションを取ろうとしたんだと思うけど。
Huh. You think? Yep.
それは友達が欲しいって思ったってことか?
そうなんですかね。
I love the beginning of the opening being the, hey, we're in these boring things here. Let me take you to the dimension of night. And then just boom. World flipped upside down. Lights, neon, flying through the sky.
俺のトランシーバー持ってる。
なんでヤモリがくれたから捨てないでいたんじゃん。
Wait, what?
俺があげた?
クラスもずっと違ったし、小6くらいから明るくなって話しかけるタイミング失っちゃって。ヤモリからコール来るの待ってたけど全然来ないし、連れちゃったのかなって
shit.
ほっといたんだけど、学校来てないから、まあ元気かなってコールしたら近くから音が聞こえてびっくりしたけど。
So did he overwrite in his mind what happened?
俺が手渡したの。
いや、あんたうちのポストの上に置いてた
Okay.
アキラの部屋番号初めて知った。
That's funny.
Gotcha.
What a cool coincidence then.
Uh-huh.
元気そうでよかったよ。
Yeah, don't
みんなは
Don't ruin
最近の
this,
ヤモリ
yeah.
のイメージ上書きしてるけど、もともと結構暗いやつだからさ。心配してたんだよ。友達だから。
She said it, yeah. There you are. You're friends.
本当に友達って思ってくれてるのかな。
Wow! Yeah! Sounds familiar, huh?
気持ちを形にしてくれたんだなって嬉しかったよ。ありがとう。
この感じ。
He looks so small and dorky there.
Yeah.
Oh.
ね、
No.
コウも一緒に遊ぼうよ。何やってんの?
Yeah.
が虫の死骸運んでく様を見てるんだ。
Ah, really? Cool.
別に走り回るだけが遊びじゃないでしょ。一緒に遊んでるつもりだから気にしないで。
And so she took that to heart and was like, okay, all the times that he's not joining up with people.
Yeah. She wants to have fun with you.
私たちって友達だよね。は?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
そうかな。よかった。
Oh, the music in this show is so so sweet.
久しぶり。
That's all he could bring himself to say.
そういえばなんで制服なの？今帰り？
これから行くんだよ。
朝の4時だよ。深夜だよ。
早朝だよ。
Ah.
私早起きだからさ。
Okay.
So.
してんの？
帰りの散歩。
明日もこの時間に会える？
Yeah.
Cool.
ナズナちゃん、聞いてくださいよ。
I got a friend.
Yeah.
友達がいたみたい
I
です。
did. Past
Apparently.
tense. I love that for you. Good night. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, that's precious.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Bumping into this friend of yours at like 4:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
だってもう3時半ですよ。
おいおい、夜はこれからだっつの。
さすがにこれからでは
Nope.
ない。
No, it's not.
用が済んだらすぐ帰る。体だけの関係ってわけね。
それを使って言うとナズナちゃんの方じゃない？
Yeah.
私気にしないから。
そういうの本当好きだな。
Yeah, she of course doesn't mind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
別の女のとこに行くんでしょ。私知ってるから。
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Fantastic.
gosh.
そういうのじゃ。
Wait, you really are?
マジ？
She said that as a joke.
本当にそういうのじゃないです。本当に。本当に。じゃあ。
She's like, hang on.
バイバイナズナちゃん。
You just broke my
Bye.
brain a little bit.
Oh my god, it's the same three people. Yes.
Fantastic.
走ってきたの？
いや。まあ。
She's a little early too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
こうして登校前のアキラと会うことが習慣となっていた。
Cool.
Oh.
あまり話するわけじゃないんだよな。時々何でもない世間話の
Well, it's also like you're probably so tired too.
うん
なんか昔はもっとよく喋る元気なやつじゃなかったっけ？俺といて楽しいのかなって。
ヤモリは楽しくない？私は結構楽しいよ。
はて。
Hold
違うのなら
on.
それでいいのだけど。俺はあれかい？こいつ俺のことを好きなのかい？
Oh boy. Oh boy.
そしたら。
That was like a water kettle.
こそこそ何やってんのかと思ったら。
Oh my god.
Wow.
どうしようどうしようどうしよう
Good job.
どうしようどうしようって。
何
Yeah.
こんなとこで乳くり合って。
Hanky panky.
ヤモリの知り合い？
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。こいつとは体だけの関係だ。じゃあ
変な言い方するな。
学校来ないのは別にいいけど、あんまり悪い遊びしちゃダメだよ。
だってよくくん。
No, I think it is like that actually.
こうくん、ナズナちゃん。
Oh.
そう
Hmm.
いう関係なんだ。
どこに納得してんの？
Which part?
好きなんでしょ、その人が。よかったね。
好きとか言うなよ。恥ずかしい。やめろやめろ。そんな学生特有の何でもラブにくっつける考え方。こうくん、ちょっと立て。
No way.
Oh my god.
見せてやるよ。
What?
目そらすなよ。うまい。
何？何？それ。吸ったの？
Yeah, we just cleared things up real quickly.
Yep.
あなた。
Purely physical.
吸血鬼。
Yeah.
With the Kate Billow and everything.
Uh-huh.
お前らもビールでいい？
いいわ
What?
けないでしょ。
No.
すみません。私モーニングにホットのコーヒーで。
Wait, how does she have ID? To-
If she can't, that's a very good question.
yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like she looks like an adult.
なんで血を吸わせてるの？学校に来てないことと関係あるの？
Yes.
あえて聞かなかったんだけど。どうして
But this is
学校
actually
来なくなったの？
potentially concerning.
別にいいだろ、学校なんて行かなくたって。
ちょっと化け物は黙ってて。
What the monster? Oh.
God damn.
俺も言ってなかったのは悪いと思うんだけど、うまくやってきたつもりだったのに面倒に感じて楽しくないなって。その感情とどう向き合えばいいんだ？
Uh-huh.
毎日学校も家も楽しくないよ。でも行かなくちゃ。
Yeah.
友達も友達なのかわかんなくなる。久しぶりにヤモリに会えて嬉しかった。
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
小学生の時みたいな顔したヤモリに会えて。 私と一緒に学校行こうよ。ヤモリがいた方が。
Yeah, let's make it easier for each other,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
お嬢ちゃん面白いな。お名前なんていうの？私は七草夏菜。
Nice.
いまいちピンとこないんですけど。
別に納得しなくてもいいよ。私は勝手に吸血鬼であるだ。
I can float for you if you want.
Yeah.
君はコウ君の友達なんだろう。
Mm-hmm.
はい。
久しぶりに会ったって、今まで何してたの？連絡とかしなかったの？帰る。
ナズナちゃん。
Okay.
All right.
So we're actually having drama.
Yeah, yeah.
やっぱり怒ってる
Very curious how this is gonna go.
やっぱアキラのことか。だってアキラは友達だし。
Well, she's trying to pull you away from the nightlife, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
怒ってる
怒ってない。
何を怒ってるかちゃんと言わないとわからないでしょ。
Wow!
うるせえと優等生が。んなことてめえで考えろ。
やっぱり怒ってん。
Yep, yep, yep. Definitely, yes.
あ、どこ行くんすか。
Cheating!
許せない。
No, don't. Nah, just let her go, dude.
バッチリ見失った。
Yeah.
Yes, yes. God, so they just have an insert song like every episode, like
Yeah,
it's just a
maybe.
continuation of the same song, maybe, or
I think it is the same.
I think it might be the
insert
same song.
song. Yeah.
But I feel like they're slightly different.
なんで怒ってんだろう。これって喧嘩なのかな。
Oh. Ow. Yeah, you have that.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably dancing around a roof nearby. Ah,
ごめん。どうぞ。ナズナちゃん怒ってるから。
相手が怒ってるから謝るのか。
内緒で友達に会ってたこと。
なんで私がそれで怒んなきゃいかんのよ。
she's playing
Cool.
the toxic girl, guess why I'm angry at you thing.
Mm-hmm.
あんまり人と喧嘩したことないから。
Nice, yeah, yeah.
本当にわからないんだ。
Mm-hmm.
なんで怒ってるのか。
Yeah, help me
だ
out
から
here.
できれば聞かせてほしい。ナズナちゃんと仲直りしたい。
Hi.
仲直りするような関係だったんだ。
Are we that close?
私
ナズナちゃん。
所詮体だけの関係なのに仲直り。
一旦そこから離れませんか。
怒ってないよ。ちょっとム
あ
カついただけで。
怒るか
Okay.
ムカつくのか違うのか。
あの子に言われてたじゃないか。
うん
学校行こう。なんで即答できなかったんだ？
Mm.
それを気にしてたの。
Well, it was the uneasiness of like,
Mhm.
am I no longer gonna see him, basically.
俺があそこで言いよどんだのは、人間の友達に吸血
Yeah.
鬼になりたいから言えたらいいのかわかんなかったからだよ。
言えてるな。
でしょ。
お前それどうしたんだ？血が出てるぞ。
ああ、さっき転んで。
She's like, I.
いっぱい出たね。
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Saw that coming.
Uh-huh.
人間のってことは吸血鬼の友達もいるのか。
Right, right. Nice little distinction there.
Mm-hmm.
これくらいにしといてやるよ。また明日。
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
ナズナちゃん、友達はチューとかしませんけど。
Yep.
Fun.
All right, yeah, this is
Okay.
a fun episode to bring in some actual drama.
Actual drama.
We've got another character here who kind of gets to have their perspective inserted into the relationship between Nanakusa Nazuna. Sorry, Nazuna-chan
That's right.
and Kokun. Ooh.
So,
It's fun.
fun, very fun. First part of the episode where it's the, what is Ko's dynamic with Akira? The idea that they kind of became sort of friends, but like not good friends, but just like the Tomodachi word was said.
Yeah, they were
you know.
friends really as like elementary school kids, which
Right.
You're right in that that's something that does qualify you as friends,
But it's also not much.
Well, it basically just means you were friends there. Like that was a point when you
Right.
were friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't really hang out much, you don't really spend time together. That's actually, I would say, where most friendships kind of fall apart. Is that point when you become kind of a child where you're primarily at the behest of the will of your parents or just your environment. You have convenient friends versus then the friends that you kind of choose as you get more into junior high school.
You get more agency of like, on a real practical level, just where are you going to be in space right now?
Right.
You know, right? Like when you're a little kid, it's just, all right, where does mom drop you off or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You don't really have much choice.
You don't have much choice, right?
Yeah.
And so
so his way of, in some ways, choosing to spend time looking at the bugs was his example of, I kind of want to be able to choose where and how I spend my time. And she's like, cool, I'll do the same thing.
With you.
Yeah. I'll do that with you.
Oh, you say it's really cool? All right, awesome. Let's check them out.
Yeah. We're friends, right?
Right. And so it's really sweet and wholesome and all that stuff. And the idea that then he leaves the transceiver on her mailbox.
Yeah. That was a cool, convenient way for her to
Right.
think that it was something of her giving it to him. I mean,
him giving it
to her. Yeah.
Right. And so it's the, oh, okay, cool. But then, you know, he doesn't actually contact her. So it's like, I don't really know what's going on, but okay. Right.
Right. Can I bring in some real world connections here that I think are kind of fun?
Yeah.
I think in some ways this is a great example. If we're to remove this a little bit from the vampire fantastical situation, this is the whole, I never realized we were actually in a relationship kind of thing. And then you realize that the guy, like, kind of flubbed it and realized that he was kind of giving some, like, he was leading her on, basically.
Okay.
And then she sees him again and is like, you ghosted me. Like, where were you? And he's like, I never realized we were close enough to have a connection. I did not mean to ghost you or anything.
Right.
And then obviously there's the mechanics of the restricted range of the thing, so that has its own whole thing to it. But then it's no, this is the girl I'm actually with right now. And then this girl also rubs it in a little bit and is like, look at me make out with him basically right in front of you. And she's like, wait, what is going on?
Yeah, it's something where
it lends itself to spice, but it's primarily just a lot of conveniences stacked on top of each other.
A lot of conveniences, and given that this show very heavily leans into subtext and metaphor and parallel, then the question becomes of exactly what is the metaphor and parallel that's being gotten at here.
Well, I just put up one.
You just put up one.
Yeah.
The other thing, so that is within the context of romance, I would say that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And that is also the most traditional, I would say, for a story of this nature, right? You then have the other person that is the romantic rival potentially. So it's the, hey, back off, he's my man or whatever, right?
Sure.
But from another angle, within the whole idea of him not having friends, you end up having his situationship partner.
Yes.
That is clearly more experienced with what's going on than he is.
Right.
Meeting one of his friends, the friend gets a bad vibe, and the partner tries to separate you from that friend.
Well,
or keep you from spending time with them.
Sure. That's definitely a thing. That's one that I think requires a little bit of a malicious view of nazuna, though. And part of that, I think, doesn't really apply here because of the fantastical element. I definitely see where you're coming from there, but in some ways you could also say that the friend is maliciously trying to separate the two of them as well, because she doesn't have any connection, really, to Ko. Like, it's the thing of where you insert yourself into a situation, you go, I know what's best for you, you should basically separate.
Well, right, but that I would say that is a different thing from saying, hey, let's go to school together, right? That doesn't have to be an exclusive
thing. Could the monster
thing.
Please stop interrupting,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like calling her a monster is definitely a...
No, I'll push back on that 100%.
Yeah.
Because she specifically made a power play out of demonstrating that she is a vampire.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So that's not a that's just addressing her in the way that she has presented herself. Like, but
totally.
But the idea of whether or not is she now going to basically be mad and then leave, and then he chases after her and immediately apologizes.
Yeah, it's
that
manipulative.
Sure, but it's also something that she then immediately calls out and is like, why is your first instinct to apologize when someone else is upset.
Right. She's trying to cover the unhealthy behavior that he could be leaning into because he doesn't know how to do relationships with the like, hey, I'm going to kind of coach you through this, even though I'm also kind of a little manipulating you.
Yeah, kind of manipulating you, but then also it's the realization of like, right.
You don't know how to handle this.
You don't know how to handle this, and so you're doing a thing that I recognize as potentially being bad, and so, and then brings it up and, they talk about it.
This is going to be a pretty toxic relationship dynamic before it becomes a better one, because he is also trying to use the feeling side of things to get what he wants out of her.
Right.
Which is its own kind of thing of him not realizing how that might feel if she does end up actually catching feelings for him.
To say nothing of the fact that their current dynamic is that he is giving up something very important, and if we're going to keep going with the literal aspects of the story,
yes, absolutely.
Very limited. You can't just keep having your blood getting donated night after night and not have adverse consequences.
Right, yeah.
Even if she's being controlled about it, only taking small amounts, whatever, right?
Oh, sure. She's probably doing a lot of that, because that would bring this into being like a way more hard-coded,
overtly predatory kind of
show. And I don't think they're wanting to go that route.
Sure. From the tone meta show aspects, absolutely, but then also just from her own invested interest in making sure that she can consistently go to him for blood. If it becomes a problem for him, then the supply is now, less.
Lost.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So like, it is in her best interest to make sure that this happens well, right?
Yeah.
And so there's lots of fun ways in which we can see this, like, happening from an angle that can be the, the spice subtext of, dangerous partner or whatever, right?
Sure. And yeah. And I find that to be kind of interesting, because if Akira's thing is that she did like him at one point, it's been a while since they've actually hung out, and Nazuna kind of called that out of being like, so have you texted him once? Have you called him once? Like, are you guys actually friends, or are you just kind of using him to make school more appealing for you?
Sure.
From one user to another, I will just tell you, you should get to know him a little bit more before you jump to, hey, give me what I want here.
Or be upfront about the fact that it is purely physical,
Totally.
Right.
And obviously, we're immortal vampire to other, junior high schooler kind of dynamic here.
Yeah.
I don't really expect much out of Akira in that regard. And she's obviously going to be a part of the story for a good period of time here. So there's some fun things that they can get into with another character who struggles with finding joy in the day.
Right.
And needs maybe in some ways to be a little bit freer in some way, shape, or manner. So I see this more as the creepy wise sage vampire is going to be able to break through your shell, Akira, a little bit through your connection to Ko, and then you'll end up starting to see a little bit of the appeal of the night,
right? Well,
and be a little bit more free to talk to him about how you're really feeling about things.
Exactly, because the person who, and it's funny that it's like this, the person who is actually the most open and vulnerable between the two of them was Akira, not Nazuna. Right? Nazuna was doing the sort of like cagey, mysterious thing, right? Whereas Akira was doing the, hey, I don't really enjoy school either. It kind of sucks.
Well, we've had a bit of time to get to know Nazuna here, and Nazuna doesn't need to do that anymore, really, in any deep way with Ko right now. This is Akira's episode to make the request.
No, yes.
She's already done that with him,
and this is
quite
Akira's,
a bit already.
This is Akira's introductory episode.
That's what I said.
It makes sense that that would be where we are going to need to learn the most about her.
Right, and Nazuna has no interest in Akira, so there's no reason for her to be forthcoming with her about these vulnerable things in front of her.
No, totally. Okay. I wasn't meaning about in that specific conversation. I think it comes up in that conversation too, but more of an in general thing.
What?
Where the there will be the things. It's part of her charm in a lot of ways, right? Where she'll do the flirty thing, she'll do the banter thing, and then there will be the whole thing of like, oh, he brings up romance or whatever, and then she's like, like embarrassed, stop talking about that, right? Yes, that's because she is literally just embarrassed about the idea of romance, but it's also this idea of like when he asks her, "Are you mad?" she says no. She ends up making a distinction that I was just peeved a bit.
Yeah.
But she still doesn't communicate to him the exact distinction of the two and why, right? She basically just gives him enough to kind of communicate, but still keeps things close to the chest, right? Which, given that she's sort of the main girl of the show, I feel like that totally makes sense, right? Like, she is going to be inherently tied to the plot and progression of the story. But, she's doing her mysterious
right. I feel
thing.
like it's just weird to compare the vulnerability of an immortal being and a junior high schooler who just says, "I don't feel good about these things. I want to go to school with you. We should go to school together." That's not like super vulnerable. That's just saying like, I don't like these things too. I'm also like you. Let's do this thing together. Although with Nazuna, we've had like 2 episodes before this to get to know basically what she wants, and in some ways going and going through all these little kind of cute moments of them sharing time together, trying to kind of show him around this world of the nightlife and stuff.
Yeah.
So I it's like percentage-wise, as regards to them as a person, yes, Nazuna has 10 million points of things she could be vulnerable about.
Sure.
So percentage-wise, she's showing very little. But Akira's got like, this tiny little depth of being like a 14-year-old girl who's just wants a friend, basically. Yes.
Right.
But in some ways, I would say Nazuna also has very much, especially the end of this episode, been like, no, I want to be friends with you. Like, I very much would say you have a friend in me, like we're in this weird dynamic here. But I have, in some ways, we've been so intimate that maybe the lack of simple emotional vulnerability doesn't seem to be as apparent.
Well,
because it's incongruous with the physical kind of intimacy vulnerability.
Sure, or put a different way, that that puts her in a better light. The fact that she might be keeping things close to the chest and more going off of responding to what Ko puts forward of his own desires rather than actively projecting hers, that could absolutely be seen as just her giving Ko space to figure out basically what it is that he wants, because she knows what she's about, and so what's his thing,
right?
Like,
he's She doesn't need to dump the world of knowledge and the world of vulnerability that she has of the 10,000 people that she's had these kinds of interactions with over the years and stuff. It's far more of a thing of like, let me give you a safe space to basically come out and be yourself, and let me get to know that person. We'll do goofy talks on the transceivers, we'll go float around and look at the city and stuff.
Right.
But yes, it's not that vulnerable in that what she's going to tell him her deepest, darkest fears or something.
Basically we had a situation where up until now, she was very carefree about a lot of things, even if she did want to say suck his blood and all that stuff, right? Her own actual desires and motivations were never a point of conflict. They did become a point of conflict in this episode, and we didn't get a whole lot of answers as far as why.
Well, I think it's obvious why. She wants to suck his blood, and this girl is going to potentially take him away from her sucking his blood.
Right.
And so she's expressing her desire and be like, no, we have a thing right now.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you exactly why he's doing this. I'm going to show you basically where we're at currently.
Right.
So that you can be at least above board and understand we have a physical thing going on. And it's not the kind of thing you think. it's this, and she's like,
it's
oh my god,
so much worse, right? And
well,
so
it's
then,
so much different.
Yes.
Yeah,
And Ko, because he, like, the thing that is giving Akira the justifiable, Danger Will Robinson kind of,
Yes.
signals, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't realize that, no, that, in fact, that the very danger signals and red flags are the very thing that he's interested in.
Right.
He is trying to become a vampire, right?
Right.
That is also something that she'd be like, what the fuck? Bad idea. Why would you do that, right? But that's what he wants.
Right. And
so,
that's not Nazuna's responsibility for him to make him vulnerable in that regard.
Oh, sure. No, definitely not.
Right,
Definitely
right.
not.
Yeah. I would put that as the kind of thing of where Ko has some very real insecurities with regards to how he communicates vulnerably.
Mm-hmm.
And so his confusion in this situation, not just because we have to have our anime boy confused about how to deal with all these girls being interested in him
and
stuff.
fighting over him and all that stuff.
The
horror.
Oh my gosh. But he's specifically trying to no, I would say no, not trying to. He just is. He is, I would say, feeling a little bit of shame and or a little bit of insecurities regarding the fact that he's this close to Nazuna. And
Sure.
doesn't want other people to see that.
Or the fact that he doesn't go to school and he doesn't actually want to go back, right? His goal is to become a vampire where he can forever, without resistance,
Right.
be in the state that he is in now, and have that feel natural rather than something that is,
Right.
unnatural, right?
To get even more granular with it, it's not even that he doesn't want to go to school. He just doesn't want to feel rejected by people.
Sure.
I will tell you, that is a very real problem.
Yes.
You cannot avoid that.
Right.
That is an unhealthy view of things.
And so when Nazuna leaves
Yeah.
without explanation, that's okay, this could theoretically go in a funky direction, right? And to whatever degree that the show wants to have that be something that is explored with like a serious lens versus like the, hey, there's just another girl that shows up and it's the, hey, if you go to school, does that mean you won't want to, let me suck your blood anymore, right?
Sure.
We'll see how that ends up being done. But the fact that Nazuna specifically calls out his tendency to be like, oh, someone's mad at you and you're going to apologize to them as your first instinct.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Like,
Yeah.
even though, you're coming after me and I like the idea of you spending time with me and all that stuff, right? So I'm kind of getting what I want.
But not
hang
really.
on.
Not really.
Yeah.
In a fun way, she didn't show up until he said, I want to make up with you, basically.
Right.
Like, oh, are we that close that
Right.
you'd want to make up? Because, again, he's thinking about this as if it's like a boyfriend-girlfriend, like, actual, like...
Right.
kind
Because
of
he
feel
wants
here.
to fall in love with her.
Well, no. Again,
Okay.
falling in love has nothing to do with your role in friendship and stuff. Being put into a position where you feel something has nothing to do with whether they reject you or all that
sure.
stuff there. He can feel a certain way, but what it is here is that this reminds him of what the first episode gave us, which was girls getting upset at him for the way that he responds to them or rejects them. Yeah. So then he's looking at this like going, oh shit, this is the thing I hate. In fact, it might even be the reason why I don't want to go to school.
Right. And I don't want to lose this, current only vampire friend at the very least, and until very recently only friend, right?
Right. So he does basically the people pleasing thing.
Right.
And she calls him out on that. And that's where I definitely feel like this is something where she's trying to help him more than she is trying to just get him to be her blood bank, basically. And I'm really, really excited about that because I feel like I can relate a lot to the people pleaser, accidentally giving people permission to manipulate you via the way that you fear emotional rejection and thus you put down your boundaries out of some way to make other people feel comfortable around you when it's actually like, oh, it's so unhealthy. It's extremely unhealthy. And that's something that, like, I remember being young and dumb and letting that be something that happens. But usually the kinds of people that take advantage of that, they're
not going to call it out.
They're not going to call it out.
They're not going to bring attention to it.
No.
Or they bring attention to it in that indirect way where they're using it, not that they're actually telling you, hey, maybe don't do that.
I would say they're not even emotionally intelligent enough to bring it up in that regard. Usually, that's a very vicious manipulator. I would say if they're doing it that level, I would say it gets even completely ignored. Basically, it's just like yeah, you did, yeah, that's right. They reinforce the behavior because you got.
Oh, sure.
They got you to come back
because they're like basically a narcissist or something, and so it's this is how it's supposed to go in the first place.
Right. Why waste time on getting it through there? You did the behavior correctly the way that they wanted.
You did what I wanted, so I don't need to think about why you do it.
Well, not even think about why you do it. Why make you think about how you do it? Like,
sure, yeah.
Like, so that would be the extreme manipulator who's going to, like, season it with that little bit of truth to try and inoculate you from it. Whereas it's just like, nope, I don't even need you to think that way, or I don't even think that way. It's just it's nice and nice and clean.
And so how much of these parallels that we could draw from their dynamic are important for the show versus the, hey, we're gonna have a cute story about a kid that has been a shut-in that comes out of his shell because cute vampire girl, like runs into him and now they have a thing going on.
Well, right. Well, their thing is purely physical.
Right. It's a situationship that
it is a situationship, which means
desire
it will have
into real feelings, but
which means it will have a seasoning of toxicity to it.
Sure.
Meaning it's not a very super healthy relationship. It's just a relationship.
We have communicated the upfront desires for a one-sided set of feelings.
Right. And that's doable. You can do it, but people can get hurt this way.
Right. People are likely to get hurt, but that does not mean that the moment by moment has to be bad.
Right. Well, I mean, there's no such thing as, like, calling it bad is such a reductive thing, but it's also just the thing of it's not even on the nobody's thinking about it that way. It's the thing of he wants to avoid getting hurt. So he avoids people. He found a person who's giving him a feeling that feels good. So he goes to the person to get the good feeling. He's getting something from her. She's getting something from him.
Right.
All is fine here in that they both are getting what they want.
Right. He is feeling acceptance from another person. She is getting blood.
Yeah. It's only something where we brought all this up because this has the air of the fear that he has getting potentially used in such a way to manipulate him towards a certain end. But because she focused so much on making sure that he's responding well to this kind of stuff and has some boundaries actually with this regard.
It's the fact that drama happened at all in this episode is actually surprising to me. It was handled very well. I liked how they did it and all of that good stuff, right? She does not want drama necessarily, even though she definitely held up her side of the drama.
I disagree. No, I think she's having fun with this. Absolutely. She absolutely likes the drama. She absolutely likes the fun of it. Well, you just said she doesn't want the drama. So I was like, no, I think she absolutely is instigating the drama for the fun of it. Okay. Oh my God.
I thought you were disagreeing with the fact that I said that she was holding up her end of the drama.
No, you said that and also said she doesn't want drama. And I was like, what?
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
She basically made out with him in front of her.
All right. Good point. Okay.
In a very overtly flirty, fun way to mess with her, but also to communicate.
All right,
she's bringing both. She is that package specifically.
All right, I was prefacing my statement because I didn't want to come out too strong on it. She's absolutely fucking stoking the drama.
Yes.
Like most of the drama wouldn't really exist.
Yeah.
Without her actively kicking it up.
I mean, she's also trying to flirt with him in a way that is sexual in that regard.
No,
it's also the
you whisper something dirty in your partner's ear in public and nobody else has to know, right?
Well, right, but then also it's the, hey, this is the only way I maybe know how to flirt. So if I do end up liking you in some way, I'm also potentially helping myself in that regard, but also maybe trying to help stoke you to see if you can fall for me. See, I'm like, look at me.
And theoretically, it might be something where she's already kind of falling for him because maybe she falls in a different way she definitely falls in a different way than he does. And so, if the key ingredient is the do I like sucking his blood and the, preamble leading up to that, then, if that is what it takes for her, then okay, yeah, she is making sure that happens.
Right. And the greatest act of love for her would be then to turn him into a vampire, because she then wouldn't get to suck his blood. She'd be sacrificing that. It'd be he's fallen for me and I accept it and I will actually do that there rather than leaving him and moving on.
Sure, because
because if she leaves and comes back in years and years, he could have fallen out of love with her by then, and then she gets the sweet blood again.
She gets the blood again.
Yeah.
Right. Which okay, cool. And that's
a microcosm of this episode being something where.
All right, I like that, and that's where the whole point of the idea of the toxicity of the relationship is part of the plot.
Oh yeah,
she is aware of that and is actively trying to make sure that doesn't happen, even though she knows that she has the predilection for it. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. At least that's my perspective on it. I feel like this episode gives you a lot of opportunities for some fun perspectives on things here.
Yes.
But we've met our first main character here.
Right.
So let's meet some more in the coming episodes, or just get to know Akira a little bit more, because we kind of left her at the cafe and had the money, so that's fine.
Right.
But let's see if we meet up again at 4:30 or 4 a.m. She showed up early. I will say she showed up definitely early this time here, because it was
3:30 when he left.
Oh, wait.
So it might have taken him a while to get there.
Wait, yeah, that actually might be the point, is that it has to be a little bit early because she takes the walks there. So when we meet can't be the time he bumped into her, which was already morning by that time.
Sure.
So it's we meet about 30 minutes before that or something, or an hour or what have you. But
I hope the friendships continue.
Oh, yeah, definitely will.
And let's see how the drama continues to unfold as he gets more and more friends.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.